Okay, folks, this is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, tonight's topic is going to be improvised bug out bag, get home bag, or inch bag items, as well as another item that I want to show off that my boy got me for a very early Father's Day gift. But that's going to be down the line. So I just want to see how many people show up before I can just start discussing things. Please give me a shout out once you're in, and we'll go from there. So, hey, this is me waiting for you. So, what is new? I need something to put something down there because that is not working. What can I put there? I do not know. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll find out, won't we? Well, that'll work just fine. There's no one here. Well, I'm showing two people here. How you doing? Hope someone's going to be showing up and saying, hey, how you guys doing? I'm not sure who's going to show, but I'm trying to get some. Hey, Mandy. Hey, KP, how you doing? Glad you give it. Jenny's right there, as per usual. She's watching her show right now, so she's going to be a little busy. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Glad you guys can make it. I really appreciate it. And for just to let anybody know, I am feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. My temperature was up, and I was feeling way down. Like my batteries were running low. So I got that started to getting taken care of, so there's that. When I was at the flea market over the weekend, I realized that we'd have to do a lot of improvising on some of the gear that we were looking for due to the fact that we always couldn't find what we were looking for. I'm not sure how many people have come across things that they need on their list or things that they were trying to find the improvised stuff, such as, the shelter, the cutting tools, etc., and not being able to find exactly what people say would be ideal. There's no such thing as ideal because that doesn't exist. You go with what you can find. I'm sure Rob has come across this. Mandy and her, limited things that they allow her over there in Australia, KP. I'm sure you had the same issue. Now, I'm in the bag that I created over the weekend at the flea market. I gave to Jenny, and we are in the process of updating and improvising something to help with her stuff. I initially got her a really cool little butane lighter compass combo. She then lost it. So we're going to have to improvise something new. Not sure exactly how that's going to work. It may be a book of survival matches. It may be a butane lighter. I don't know. But we got to come up across something that'll be easier for her to use and access, as well as being easier to find. So, but I know Rob's got a decent bag somewhere in his gear, and I'm sure he can attest to the stuff, being able to having to improvise to look for things when you can't always find exactly what you're looking for. Now, whether that be a beach umbrella or it could be let's see, what's another good example? Not exactly a sunshade. You never know. A tarpaulin from a boat, perhaps. I happen to have one in my backyard right now. But that thing is way big and very heavy. Now, that would be more of a bug out with a vehicle type situation, but it would be a shelter of a sort. Containers, whether it be a water bottle, an actual pop bottle, a gallon milk jug, whatever you use to hold water that won't lose anything. I'm just using this jug as an example. This is the stuff I am getting for my colonoscopy, I'm sorry to say, on Monday. This jug right here would be enough to hold water in, but would it be easy to carry? Nope, but it would be better than not having any water at all. So, hi. Thank you for letting me know you're here. If I am rambling, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to spitball ideas. If you have any ideas, I am open to discuss any of them. Now, the item I was going to show you about, the one Ian got me, I remember holding it. I remember showing Jenny, but I can't remember what I did with it. Well, do you remember where I put the item that Ian got me?
What?
The thing that Ian got me? Where did you remember where I held it?
You showed it to me while we were in the kitchen.
Could it be?
And I don't know what you did with it after that.
Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it right here. Okay, I found it. Now, if you guys want to see that, I can show it to you now. But it's not, to you guys, it may not be the most fanciest item or anything like that. And I've been trying to figure out what kind of it is and that kind of thing, because I'm not sure, because I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to do a picture search for it, so bear with me here. I'm not sure the brand or anything like that, because I've never even seen anything even remotely like it, so I have to use my phone to figure that out. Now, whether this works or not, I have no idea. I usually use this kind of technique when I'm at work, trying to find an item, figure out what it is. Not sure, but it's just interesting. Are you guys listening? Am I still here, or am I rambling, or did I lose you? Because I'm sorry, I feel a little self-conscious because that the other day I didn't do so hot because I wasn't feeling well. Hey, CR. Okay, say hi to your nephew for me, Andy. I really appreciate it. It's always cool to have young people around. CR, do you have any? Say you're going to choose a shelter, but you can't find exactly what you're looking for, but something else comes up, like you're looking for a tarp, can't find a tarp. Would you use like a shower curtain? Would you use something like a plastic window sheet? Like the kind of you're trying to board up windows for the winter or something. What would you use? Thank you, Mandy. Hope you two have fun. Like I said, came across a lot of different variations of stuff that I could use while at the flea market over the weekend. And while they weren't ideal, they would work, but not perfectly. Ian is the only one I know of that actually came across an actual tarp. It wasn't perfect. He only paid $5 for it, but he got a tarp. Myself, I did not. I thought I had something, but it turned out to be something else, which did not work out very well at all for me. So I thought it was a tablecloth. one of those vinyl tablecloths. That would have worked. But something like that. His doesn't matter how big. Tyvek's, good call. Big enough, I guess. I'm not sure about size. He's got it in his gear. It might be in his room, I think, or downstairs in the basement. I'm not sure where he put it. But I know it wasn't in the truck on Monday. So he probably got about a 8x10 tarp or 5x10 tarp or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't see it. He just said he just had it bundled up. He went away, come back. He said, had everything all bundled up in his arm. He said, I won. Because that was like the last item he needed. And he got it. So I have no measurements for what he got. But whatever you would need for a shelter for yourself. Tyvek's, good call. Totally forgot about that. It makes a really good ground sheet for tents. I never considered it for actually making the shelter itself. That's interesting. Can you really make a tent out of that? I'm sure you could, but I'm not sure. Dang, you got me thinking. I could so freaking use that. Just figured if you pulled it up properly. Okay, sorry. I'll have to think about that idea later. That's a good idea. It's lightweight. It folds up really small. Yeah, if you can get a significant good sized piece, yeah, you can do that really, really well. Umbrella was one of the things I was thinking about, like those giant beach umbrellas or half shelters or something like that. I do have something at home that would possibly work as an improvised shelter, but it's heavy. Well, two of them, actually. I mean, I got my boat tarp, which is what it is, a boat tarp. You know how big those things are freaking huge. It's about 20 yards by 8 to 10. It's huge. But the other item I was thinking about was my ice fishing shelter. While it was big enough, probably good for maybe one or two people. Not so much sure how that would work as an improvised shelter, but it is shelter for like wintertime, but it's heavy as all get out due to the framing and stuff. Oh, really? I'm going to have to go back. I would love to see that. Could you send me the link for that one? CR, I'd love to see that one. And I'm sure everybody else would like to hear about that too. Like I was saying earlier before everybody came up, I had showed off the last week some of the items that I got from the Washoe County Flea Market that I end up giving to Jenny, which included a compass butane lighter combo. Jenny had it attached to her bag, her purse, and she lost it probably at Walmart. So we're going to have to come up with something new for her. Okay. I will take a look at that one. Give me a second here, CR. I am curious as all get out now. Water. I'm trying to find it, CR. Okay. 8 years ago. Woo-hoo. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one over. Got yours up. I'm not sure. I guess skip the thing here. Please forgive me if I don't put the sound up. About a 12-minute long. It looks like you got 14K views on reusing an umbrella. Looks like a, okay, it's reusing an umbrella. I don't know if that's the same one. Is that the same one? I don't know. That is not what I was looking for. That's something completely different. That is not okay. The item I keep on clipping on is not you, it's somebody else. I have no idea why that would do that. Okay. Hey, Metal, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Oh, don't worry about it. A lot of people get my name wrong. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate the link. One of the other things is cordage. I came up with a really unique version of cordage for Jenny's. Let me go back over the list. Get her bag and explain it to you what I got. Hers is interesting to say the least. Some of its stuff is standard. Some of it isn't. And I added a couple items since then out of my own personal collection because she didn't have it. She needed it. So I just added it. Some of the simple stuff that I added that's not as standard that she didn't have, that I didn't purchase. I wish I would have, because there was a kid there making paracord bracelets who was autistic. And that's the way he made his money. I didn't have enough cash on me to pick up one, but I did pick up a little paracord bracelet for her. That way she has some regular paracord in her selection, because that can do a lot just as it is. But the non-standard stuff that I got, which you'll probably like a lot of people who haven't seen it yet, is the mess kit, Canadian mess kit that I picked up for Jenny. It is a Boy Scout kit, yes, but non-standard. I've never heard of the Canadian version before. It still has the plate, the pot, the pan, and the cup. So that was a $5 purchase from there. That I'd never heard of one of those, but it works. So if anybody here has heard of Mr. Camper from Canada, let me know. That's not the one. Where's that other item? That's a standard. This was a standard item I gave to Jenny because she didn't have a proper water bottle. So I got her this one. Because my list was very limited because I didn't buy standard stuff. So exactly. Other items I also gave her is I gave her an axe. She didn't have one. But that's not it either. Oh, here's the item I picked up. For cordage, I picked up Polycraft braided macrame cord. Now, is it paracord? No. Is it fairly sturdy? You better believe it is. It's nylon cord. It will stretch. Yes, it will. It says it's not supposed to stretch, but it will hold. It's very strong. Hey, Doug, how you doing? I see you got your name back. But this right here cordage is braided really thick, and it's really stiff. But the 150 feet, I don't know what the tensile strength of it is, but it just says super strength. And it says it won't rot. So there's 150 feet of that, plus what she has with the paracord bracelet. So she's got plenty of cordage to last her a while. I don't have shelter for her in here. That's one of the things I failed on. Her bag I didn't fail on, but the shelter I did. No, she did not ask for it. She tried to, but I gave her a decent little axe. I mean, I've got 2 already. I don't need this one, but it is for her. It does have a little, nail puller. Is it need cleaned up? You better believe it. But it's solid, and it has a halfway decent edge. Not perfect. It was chipped on the end, as you can see, but it'll do the job. It still needs a lot more love because the edge is really rough. But I'm working on it for her. Try with a known weight. I think I might have to do that down the line on the tensile strength of that. I would actually have to find something I could just add known weights as I go. Maybe cut off a 3 feet piece of it, knot it on something, and start adding weights to it until I see if it snaps. Right now, my best thing I can do is pick up a 10-pound weight, so I can find a bunch of those, something that's 10 pounds or less, and start adding it till it snaps. But I got to have something to attach it to that's super, super not going to move type situation. So I'm not sure exactly what I could do with that, but that's a good idea. So reaching in here. I did get her a container, but not like a water container. Now, this one here is a non-standard container that you would put in a bug-out bag. I know it's not normal. It did have a handle on it, but I broke it when I was checking it out, so I had to buy it. But it turned out to be, I think, is an interesting purchase because not only can you store your food in here if you want to, it is waterproof, and also you can insulate your stuff from heat or cold, depending on what you want to do, and you get an additional cup to go with it, or a bowl in this case, because it is a little bowl shaped. And the fact is, it looks like a giant bear aspirin bottle. So there is that. It turned out for best accidental purchase that I can think of. It's not standard, but it works. Now, another item.
What?
I need your matches.
What?
I need your matches.
Hold on.
Here's Jason. Hello, sir.
Hello, how you doing?
I am doing well, thank you. A lot better than yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I got weather watch tonight, so.
You always got weather watch.
Oh, it is so creepy outside right now.
Oh, same here.
No, it's been foggy all day, and we were in the high 80s for our temperature.
Oh, I'm not sure what we got right now.
No, I mean, just think. It was foggy all day in the heat.
Now it dropped. The temperature dropped.
Our temperature hasn't dropped.
Ours did. When I left Des Moines, it was just about a little over 70 degrees. Now it's 57.
Wow.
Yeah, that was at 4 o'clock. It's now 7:19, and it's 57. There's supposed to be a special weather announcement statement. What is that?
Yeah, it is 82 degrees and foggy.
Oh, yeah. Conditions remain favorable for funnel clouds and weak tornadoes. So,
For you or for me?
we're within tornado warnings here.
Oh, you are?
Now, I was showing off some of the items that are like unconventional items to use for bug out bag items, because not everybody's going to be finding the ideal item that they're looking for. I know you are really good at finding unique ideas and stuff. So is Cliff and several other people here. Um, did you see the lighter that I got Jenny?
No, I did not. Like I said, I was watching Self-Sufficient Me before I came on here.
Oh, it wasn't today.
Oh,
This was from
no.
a previous video,
No, I did not.
previous live. Okay. I had originally gotten Jenny this the jar of matches.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I've mentioned this one several times because you can go to any flea market and find somewhere
Oh,
someone's going to be selling a jar of matches, which I did. Now, the fact that it's a ball jar, perfect mason jar,
Hi, Mandy. I see art.
it's a bonus. But the other item I found later in the day after I bought that
Florida. Hello.
was
Say
a
hi,
butane
everybody.
lighter shaped like a water bottle, a camouflage water bottle that turned out to be a butane lighter and a compass. Jenny
Yeah.
lost it. She had it
Oh.
attached to her bag and it got lost at the Walmart somewhere. So I got to buy her a new butane lighter. She doesn't have one now.
And
But-
hello, Rob.
She's now back to jar of matches for
Good.
her ignition source.
Oh, and hello, KP5. I haven't met you yet, and I haven't met Metal for Breakfast yet.
Oh, Metal for breakfast. If I remember correctly, Metal, please correct me. I believe you. Oh, give me a second. Our friend that passed away just after you started hanging out with us.
Oh, Sean.
Yep, that's his brother.
Oh, hello. I only got
Yeah,
to talk
that's
to
Sean's
Sean
brother.
once. I only got to talk to Sean once.
Sean was one
Yeah.
hell of a guy. I will say this.
First impressions, he was a good guy.
Yep. Metal might actually appreciate this. I mean, I'm not sure if you got to see this. Check this out.
Yeah, I kind of saw that, and I had to run out and grab the mail.
Yeah, but there you go.
Yeah.
A Canadian mess kit.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
How did it end up down here?
I don't know. But I'm sure it probably came from any one of the their tire places that they like, their Canada tire places or whatever they call them, where they sell. It's their version of Walmart. Because I've never heard of Mr. Camper. Now, I might want to do a picture of it and just see what I can find as a picture search. But I paid $5 for this. It's got all the stuff a standard Boy Scout kit has, but it's not Boy Scout. So I thought that was a pretty cool find.
Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I was not raised in Canada. I was raised here in the U.S., so.
I haven't seen Metal for breakfast in forever. So I'm glad he's here. The spirit of Sean and his family are alive and well. So, yep, 2 lighters. Yeah. And the other item I found is actually I just realized what it was. This is a Aladdin thermos in the shape of a Bear aspirin bottle.
That's a
But,
promotional
I mean,
item.
Huh?
That's probably a company promotional item.
It probably is. It did have a handle, so you could use it to drink out of like you would a normal cup or something. But I broke the handle off when I was picking up trying to get the lid off. So it probably wasn't very good anyway. It's better off without it. But, it is an insulated bottle.
Is it still insulated, though?
Yep.
Have you
Still
tested it
insulated,
out?
and it comes with a cup. So
Have you tested it out?
I have not tested it out. I will probably be putting some hot water in it later on down the road and test it, see how long it holds hot water. But the thing is, without the handle, it actually makes it easier to pack.
It does.
So that's a good thing. And it's not too big. I can hold it with one hand. I'm sure Jenny's hands are a little bit smaller than mine. She still should be able to hold on to this. But it's not the only water container she has. It just happens to be the first one I found. Now, I have since given her something else. I gave her one of my extra Army canteens with cups. One of these. It still has the metal canteen cup in there, and this is old school military.
Only one problem with that one.
What's that?
There's no molly strapping on it. That's old school.
It doesn't need it. It's got the clips,
I know it's old school.
but the clips work just like Molly.
Yeah. It'll work with my with my shop web gear.
It'll work with web gear. It'll work with Molly too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I got my
she
tool belt.
needed a proper kit, and it gives her an extra container to heat water in or whatever, and a better cup to drink stuff out of. Because the little cup that comes with the kit here is one of those little teeny little plastic measuring style cups that are like got the little increments on it and everything, but it's really tiny. The other one, this one here is more like a bowl than it is a cup. And everybody who knows canteen cups, they got the better handles anyway. There's the canteen. Nothing too fancy about that.
But
But
foldable handles, yeah.
yeah, the butterfly handles, they work. I already have two of them. I don't need a third one, a second one. So, and that's a really good condition, as you can see.
Yeah, you use the old one for cooking. Save the old one or save the new one.
Well, she's got the mess kit to cook stuff in. This one here, like drinking coffee or whatever she decides to use it for, but that's on her. And she can still be able to carry her water outside her pack on her belt. So she have water to drink as she goes. And it has a little pocket for if you want to put in like
Your tablets.
water purification tablets or matches or a lighter or whatever. Yes, that's true. Hey, Cecilia.
Now, is my icon on yours?
Wait, let me see. What do you mean icon?
My StreamYard icon. My channel icon and my.
I see your
Okay, because it wasn't showing up
clicker.
last night.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just
Yeah,
fine.
it wasn't showing up last night for some reason.
Okay. Now I have to replace her lighter. That's why we have this. I have got to figure out something to do with all these because these matches are from all over the United States, folks, and the world. They're not just match books. It also has match boxes. Like this one here is from Beijing. So whoever had this jar of matches traveled a lot. This one's from Wyoming.
I'm sure there's a Vegas one in there too.
Oh, multiple Vegas ones. Look where this one's from.
Right, I'll be right back.
This is from Scotland. That's another one from Wyoming. I got some from Palm Desert, California. No clue on that one. Just a regular Travel Lodge one. Well, we're going to keep them. We're not sure exactly what to use them for, though. This person liked to travel at Travel Lodge a lot. This is not a Travel Lodge advertisement, folks. It's just where they came from. This one here, I'm not familiar with, but it does say Jasper, Chateau Jasper. I got to figure out where that is. This one's from San Diego. Okay, here you go. Lady Luck from Las Vegas.
Yep, there it is.
My first of the Vegas ones. Lady Luck Casino and Hotel. I have like 4 or 5 Las Vegas ones. Give me a second. I'm trying to read this one. I'm assuming this one here is from Caesar's Palace.
Cesar.
Oh, here we go. This one's from Switzerland.
Yeah.
Now, whoever did this one was well traveled, especially since They brought this back from Switzerland, and they can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
You cannot bring matches back. So, like I said, it's a well-traveled jar of matches.
Either that or were sent to them.
I don't know. Even then, you can't mail them. You can't mail stuff like this in the mail anymore.
No, so yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, they got some really good stuff. They got some really weird stuff. And the thing is, I was just making a statement about being able to find a jar of matches at the flea market.
And
I wasn't really expecting to find a jar of matches at the flea market, but I did. And there's probably about 30 or 40 packs of matches, both boxes and matchbooks. And that's enough fires for over a year if you're careful. Especially if you, I mean, this is not a quite full box of matches.
Well, not anymore. You dropped them.
I dropped a whole bunch of them, actually.
Was that Red Baron?
Yep. Red Baron Steakhouse. Now, I have no idea where that is.
I haven't heard of those in years.
So these might be antique matches, folks. I have no clue. They're strike on the box. They're not strike anywhere. A lot of these are strike on the either match book or match box. And I think it's just cool that they acquired some. The jar itself is even valuable, being that it's a old school ball jar. It just doesn't have a lid. That's the only downfall on all that. But that's enough. Doesn't guaranteed fire for a while as long as I keep these things dry. That's the only issue. I could probably find a lid somewhere that'll fit that. That'll seal that off. And as anybody who does canning will know, that'll keep it dry for a long period of time. I'm sure that Cecilia can, prove that fact, that once these things are sealed, airtight, there's nothing to worry about moisture getting in there. Yep, if you can. We actually did use one pack of these as a fire starter while I was with Herbert T. Outdoors, because we just lit the whole pack. Now, for those people who collect matches out there that some are valuable, I am sorry, but this is what we had to do. But that's a lot of matches. But it is guaranteed fire for what it is. Oh crap! Had more matchbooks in there, and I forgot. Still forgetting matches. Her knife and stuff are like standard kind of thing. Nothing fancy about it. Even her pack I got is somewhat standard. North American Hunting Club. I'm sure you guys remember seeing those back in the magazines and stuff like that back in the day. North American Hunting Club.
Oh, they still do that.
Yeah, well, they do little promotional things. They sell these little, knife sets and stuff like that. Jenny's here is not too bad. I mean, I'm not a fan of this one, but I think this one would be good for like food prep and stuff because it's a little smaller. And the larger one for everything else.
Already hit in there.
But those are standard things you can find, not non-standard things like a tarp, the umbrella like CR mentioned, Tyvek if you can find it. Now that got me thinking about some possible shelter ideas for Tyvek, but you got to find a decent supply of it. Any suggestions for improvised items in a bug-out bag, Jason?
Maps.
Maps?
Yep, paper maps.
Okay, paper maps or laminated maps?
Paper maps.
Okay.
Any kind of map that you can have of your area.
Better.
So you might know that area well, but you don't know it that well.
Correct. That's a good idea. Most people don't think about that. They think about GPS is going to be the savior, or their cell phone, or what have you.
Yeah,
Yeah, maps, and knowing how to read a map wouldn't hurt.
and a compass.
And a proper compass.
Yes,
Now,
not the one from Cracker Jacks you get in the box.
yep, that's true. Now, the other item is actually the bag that I'm going to show you. This is a Remington hunting pack. You've seen them. They advertised them a long time ago, especially mostly like in Cabela's and other places like that. This is like a 3-day hunting pack for most people who go hunting. It's not brand new, but it does hold all the items that's required, and it is a hydration pack compatible. Hydration bladder, I mean. I do have one to give her, so she'll have a hydration bladder for in here. But this will hold most of the stuff you can put in an average bug out bag. The only things I was thinking of that would probably be additional is probably a battery of some kind for your phone or devices. Not sure what else. I mean, I could try to think outside the box here. Because when I was at the flea market, you could not always find what you're looking for. And if you're in an emergency situation, in a bug out or get home bag situation, get home kind of situation, or even an inch situation, you may not always find exactly what you're looking for. So let's see your guys' ideas. I mean, by the way, Mike, just to let you know, at the DAV store in Des Moines, they do have an electric wheelchair. If you need one, they just got one donated. If you can get in there, you might want to check them out. No, it's not a rerun. I'm just trying to, explain some things. Now,
Hey, Mike.
Mike wasn't here that time. Some people were here, some people are not. Now, one of the items that I did get from Ian as a cutting tool is not on anything anybody has seen yet. And that is this.
Folding saw.
I'm not sure what kind of brand it is. It does have a little wing nut right here holding it together to allow me to tighten it up.
That looks like
I think it's a pruning saw of some kind.
Yeah, it looks like a Corona saw put onto some kind of different handle.
I don't know. This is an old school one. I don't know how much Ian paid for it, but it's got a nice handle to it. I could not find a cutting tool initially, but I eventually did get one. But Ian's got me this for Father's Day. I know it's Father's Day is not until next month, but he decided to get me one early, he said.
Yeah, that's a pruning saw. That's for cutting wet wood.
Well, it is got allowed to push-pull cutting, and it will work for cutting branches and such, because Ian has used it for such.
Yeah, like I said, that is a flush cut saw. That is meant for cutting limbs. That's going to be green wood.
Well, that would work really well for creating shelters and such. Correct?
Yes. Well, like I said, it's designed for green wood, not for dry wood.
Like I said, shelters and such. Usually you want it green, not dry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I have not showed this off, so Rob, you can't say that this is a rehash.
No, you just turn around, you just buy a new one when that one wears out, or you spend the time with a microfile and you clean it.
This thing is still razor sharp.
Oh yeah, like I said, it looks like it's a Corona design.
The thing is, I could not tell you what it was because the wording on here is. The only thing I can see is an AMES, but it's like really faint. I'm not even sure if you guys can even see that because it's hard to read. It's on there, but it's faded, and there's a circle on there with some writing on it. But it says use something. But I have no idea. Like I said, I was where Ian's the one that bought it for me, and he said he just got it. He said, "Dad, this is for I know Father's Day's coming up," and he just handed it to me.
Let's see. Let's take a quick look here.
What happened?
I'm taking a quick look at the radar.
No, I mean, Rob, what happened? He usually doesn't leave this early. Are you okay? You are? Take care, brother. I hope things are going well. Be safe. But yeah. If anybody can tell me any more about this, I would greatly appreciate it because I've never, it's all the same, fits together and it has a little, I'm not sure if this was added to it or this was a part of it already. So.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like a Corona blade.
It might be something, a Corona blade. I don't know.
I just don't recognize the handle.
I believe this is all original. There's words on here, like I said, but it's like really, really rusted over, and
yeah,
I can't read it. And I don't want to polish it. It might take the words off,
Oh yeah.
So, but right here it says AMES, and then there's a circle right there, and some other words down below. But my deciphering skills is severely lacking. Trying to read through the different rust spots.
It was freezing in here earlier.
Okay, guys. Let's see. I was trying to go through all the C's as best I could. Ian and Dan did better than me by a long shot because Dan did get his ready-made survival kit, which pretty much had all the items in it, with the exception of container and a carry bag. Though the bag itself could be used as a molly system, but not big enough to carry a lot of big items. I don't have a Fresnel lens for her. I do need to get one for her. But Fresnel lenses are weather pending, especially when you can only use them during the day.
And when the wind's not blowing.
Well, it actually depends. If it's got a good sun and you tinder bundle's decent, it might help your tinder bundle. But it's all weather pending, and also time of day pending. Because if it's cloudy out, it's not going to work. Oh, I don't know. It's not so much as trying to get close to them. It's just that the words are very covered with rust and spots and stuff like that. And it's also really, really faded. I have no way of enhancing the wording. But I'm okay with that. I got it. I mean, I had a folding saw. I've got my Black & Decker. But nothing like that. That beats what my Black & Decker can do, hands down. Now, Jenny, on the other hand, does not have anything like that yet. But we're going to see what she is going to need or what. Because generally, we're going to be together. What I can't use, she can't use, I can do. Just like Jason and Molly. Molly can be depending on Jason for stuff. Right, Jason?
Yep.
So, now, for you guys, if you guys had to bug out and you weren't able to take your minivan or any other your vehicles, what do you use? You have to travel on foot. I know your workplace is only a mile.
Shoes.
Now, cover-wise, if it was raining, what would you use?
Oh, umbrellas, and I also have emergency ponchos.
Okay, that's a good choice. Up now, I'm a firm believer. I like the beach umbrellas over the regular standard umbrellas.
I got my golf ones.
Golf ones. That's even better because they are built stronger.
And they're also a lot larger.
Yep, they cover more area. Now, a couple of those in the right configuration can give you a sleeping shelter of a sort, if necessary. Because they would cover, like I'd say, like 2 or 3 of them. Oh, here comes Cliff.
I'm not in here. Oh, I forgot to.
You're not in here. What do you mean you're not in here?
Give me
No,
a
I'm
few
in
minutes. I got a lot of people going on a lot of things.
Oh, what about LL Bean?
I found quite a few of their shoes. No. I was talking about the some of the items that I had to try to look for on my. I was using my C list to find out all the different items for a bug out bag, but I was never always to find the things that I always thought I'd find. Like for combustion, first thing you look for is what, Cliff?
Matches.
Like this?
Hold on. I got 3 different windows up right now. Not a jar of matches, just matches.
Well, this is a jar of matches.
That looks like somebody jacked that from a hotel back in the like 90s.
This is probably somebody's travel matches from around the world because they got Edinburgh, they've got Australia, they've got Beijing. Yeah, some Canada ones are in there. As Jason said, they haven't had Red Baron restaurants in forever. CR says hi.
I know Doug is in here too. I can't spell today. Too tired. Like I'm worn out. I didn't even do anything today. It's really sad.
They still have Red Baron restaurants, Jason. They have one over in Dalhart, Texas.
I'm back.
Dalhart, Texas still has your Red Baron restaurant.
Yeah. It's not the Red Baron Steakhouse anymore.
Now that one is.
He found a mess.
Oh, I can look that one up. I didn't look it up right then.
A hard box. I was just telling Molly. Howdy, Cliff.
Oh, howdy. Oh, and Mike.
I haven't seen the Red Baron Steakhouse in forever.
I know, it's been super long time.
It's been 3 of her for me.
The vintage mash boxes are going for $16.
Well, you got a jar full of money there.
I've got a $16 box of matches.
Yeah, you have a jar full of money.
Pretty much.
If you want, but you gotta find somebody who's gonna spend that money to get that box.
Well, someone on Etsy is selling them for $16, so I just happen to have some. I think I might actually have more than one, and a few others. But now I was showing off earlier. I think you missed it, Cliff. This is Jenny's container.
Bear with it.
Yep. It's a thermos. So
I beat you to a CR.
Yeah, the bear jar that you broke the handle off of?
yeah. But the thing is, that itself, it still works. Even though the handle's gone, it still works for what it is. It still seals. It still insulates. And you get an extra cup to go with it anyway.
I think that's it's similar to like the old school Stanley thermoses. I'm assuming that's most likely like a soup cup or a coffee thing.
Something like that. It's it could have been like but it could still use for holding water or anything else you want to use it for. Like I was saying before you came in, I did add a few items to her kit that she didn't have before, Like I added an extra military canteen, which I just happen to own with canteen cut, as well as a military style hatchet, which he didn't have. But improvised cordage wise, coming up with the braided cord that I did for $1. It's not quite paracord, but it is cordage. I don't know what the tensile strength of it is, but not like 550 cord or anything like that. Paracord, it can hold up to 550 pounds. I have no clue what this thing will hold.
Actually, surprisingly, 550 paracord will actually hold more weight than the recommended value. That 550 is severing break strength for, like, if you suddenly, like, it's sudden break strength,
Right?
like shock strength. But it'll hold more. Some guy did a test on that. He got that thing up to like 700 or 800 pounds before that stuff snapped.
Really? Well, this here is just nylon. But it's braided nylon. Will it stretch? Sure. But
Paracord stretches to an extent too.
Yeah.
But when it does, it gets stronger.
So does the masonry line.
Say what?
So masonry line stretches pretty good too. It's got a pretty good tensile strength.
I was not able to see any masonry line. But I found what I found for $1. So I only paid $1 for it, and it'll work for Jenny. If I can figure out how to do the configuration, like say for a hammock or anything like that.
It'll hold up a tarp, keep you out of the rain.
Yep. Don't have a tarp though for her. I have a tarp for me, but not for her. Because my tarp is like a little 5x7 Walmart thingy, not the good 3x3 that Cliff might have.
I actually do not have a decent DD tarp.
I thought you had one of those DD tarps.
I do not.
Who had one of those?
Probably Tyler. I have numerous tarps. I have a little one that I have in my bag just for like emergency shelterage, but that's about it. Most of the time I carry around trash bags.
I got the little tarp that I got from Walmart. It's a 5x7. That's my emergency tarp. But it's not big enough to do much. I mean, I used it to cover up my gear when I was pulling my wagon while I was at the flea market. It didn't work well, especially since the rain came down so fast and hard, I couldn't get it covered up fast enough to cover everything before everything got soaked. The rain didn't last maybe about half an hour, but it was enough to soak everything. But another thing, Ian came up with some really good ideas on some of the things he found. He actually found a Boy Scout kit and canteen together for $10.
Nice.
Now, his best item, or two items that were not even, I'm not sure you can call them calories if you want to call them that, is that he found 2 different bows. I didn't buy one bow this weekend, which is a really shocker for me. But he found a 55-pound fiberglass Ben Pearson bow for $20 with 3 arrows.
Not going to do much with 3 arrows, but 3 arrows is better than 0.
But the only thing it needs is a bowstring. I tested it with the bowstring from my my takedown longbow. It works. There's not a crack on it. It is in really good shape. There's no, the solid fiberglass bows don't warp. So the thing is in phenomenal shape, and he got 3 decent feather fletched carbon arrows with it, with field points. So he can hunt rabbits with it, maybe some squirrel. But for $20, that's a good deal. But the best one he got was the crossbow, a bow fishing crossbow. for $8. Not your teeny little handheld thing, a full-blown crossbow. Didn't have a string on it. That's the only issue. Neither one has strings. So that's on him to get the strings. But
Or figure out how to make them.
I can possibly make them, but I have to have the proper material. I've got limited material left. Because I've been making regular bowstrings, not crossbow strings. Those are a little bit different than I'm used to. But we know what the prod is. We could probably buy one really cheap for like, less than $20. Get a proper one that's well made for it. And bolts are easy to come by. But that's about it. And he could, it came with, well, if you guys want to see it, I'll show it to you. But if you don't worry about it. I actually was under $100. Ian was even cheaper. He got his he still had about $30 left after getting everything. Don't ask me how he did it, but he ended up with more money than I did at the end of the day. And I didn't spend much. I bought things as I could find it. And because I was walking so slow because of my knee, him and Dan were like going everywhere, finding cool stuff and coming back before I could even get halfway down the lane. But I did find one thing for free, and that was a fishing pole. It didn't have a reel, but I had a spare one in my truck. I'm not sure if that counts, but it counts. It's a fishing pole. See, Ian got a machete for $7. He got the mess kit and water bottle, canteen for $10. The bows, one set of bow for $20. Oh, what else he got? Another backpack for $10. And it's like a Nike backpack, but still holds everything, except for the machete and the bows. By the way, he looked like a serial killer before he got his backpack, because he was carrying around an unsheathed machete around.
That's funny.
It was. Hey, Huga, how you doing?
Hi, Huga.
Cougar.
What am I supposed to be sending your way?
Son, she's talking to CR.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd actually have to go look on Ian's stuff to what everything he got. I only bought one thing that wasn't on my list because I already had a cutting tool since Ian got me this Cliff.
Yeah, the weird little folding saw.
Yeah. I know. Jason says it's a pruning saw.
Well,
It's
it is
got
a
words
pruning
on it, but I can't read them. It's got words right across here, but they're so messed up, it's faded. It's got words and numbers on there sometimes, but I can't read hardly any of it. Otherwise, I would look for it. I tried doing a picture search. I couldn't even find it. But CR actually made a point about an improvised shelter using Tyvek.
Yes.
Now, I've seen
Crinkly as all Hades, but
You say what?
it's crinkly as all Hades, but it'll work.
I heard if you wash it, it will stop. Will be not do that anymore.
To an extent, it's not nearly as bad as, sitting there
Like
with,
being inside a
bag or
chip
whatnot,
bag.
Yeah,
Right?
it does lessen it a little.
It's a good insulator too, by the way. It doesn't really let anything breathe.
It's a vapor barrier, obviously.
No, I
But,
used to wear the Tyvek suits at work.
Oh, I've never heard about the Tyvek suits or
Yeah,
anything.
clean suits.
Oh, is that what they are? Oh, I
Yep.
didn't realize they were made of Tyvek. Now, I could see someone try to make a tent out of one of those or something like that. A little, better than average, just a lean-to shelter
Yeah, you
or
can buy the
something like
rolls
that.
of it at any of the big hardware stores.
Well, I was thinking if you go to some like construction sites and see if they have any like scrap.
No, they use that up as best they can. All the scraps will all be tiny.
Yeah, Tyvek is very waterproof. Because a lot of people
point.
use them for ground sheets for tents. Now, I wish I had one for my tent, but I don't. But I've been using my tarp for that. But a Tyvek would be a lot lighter than my tarp.
Yeah, you can get Cuban fiber, which is essentially a different version of Tyvek.
Yeah,
but Cuban fiber is used a lot for making tents already.
It's also expensive.
Yeah. But so Tyvek, like I said, is a little cheaper, but not by much.
No, I used to scare the bejesus out of the homeless.
Tyvek bombs.
Yeah, but I'd wear the suit. We'd have our gloves on, face shield, head, the lamps and everything else, and scare them in the middle of the night. We're out there spraying the olive trees.
Thinking the repo man's coming to get them.
Oh no, you wake up from a dead sleep because you've probably been drinking or high or something, and all of a sudden, you got yellow flashing lights everywhere that's flashing off all the building and all the trees and.
Yeah, and then you get out to see what's going on, and you got dudes in white suits with masks.
No, we're kicking their feet, waking them up. Hey, you gotta go. Gotta get out of here. They grab stuff and run.
Run for the hills.
Yeah, a 5 foot by 200 foot piece of Tyvek roll is like $229. I mean.
Yeah, like I said, it's cheap, but not cheap at the same time.
Right. Well, some places, I'm looking at eBay, obviously, right now. Someone is selling it for $1.89 a foot.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's cheap because, if you think about how much square feet you're getting on that roll, it's pretty cheap. Now, you can't buy small pieces.
Well, there's an 8x4 piece right here. They want $16.49 for it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure what the buy it now price is, but it is. What is the buy it now price? $16.49 for an 8x4. Now that's bigger than what it's a little bit small, narrower than my 5x7.
Yeah, just think that's like over $2 a square foot.
Yep, you can. Yeah, Tyvek can be reused.
No, wait a minute. No, 32 square feet. So yeah, it's like 50 cents a square foot.
Yeah, so Tyvek can be used over and over and over again, as long as you don't puncture it or anything. But
what tape is for?
Huh?
So that's what tape is for.
Right.
Don't believe me? Ask Luke. I guarantee you, his sheet of Tyvek that he used to use for ground sheet probably has about 30 pieces of tape on it.
I've seen people do that too. Duct tape is your friend.
Folds in that and just puts a piece of tape on it, clear tape on it, and
duct tape or Gorilla tape.
No, he just puts a piece of clear tape on there.
Well, I mean, but for the improvised shelters, those would work as long as you have enough to cover you and your gear. Is all it matters to keep you out of the basic weather. Now, will it work all the time? Probably not. But for an improvised shelter, it would work for a while. Now, combination between Tyvek and, say, the Mylar sheets that you get in a lot of the emergency kits, that might help. I can't guarantee it because I don't know how good those things are in a long-term situation, because I've never heard of anybody who could ever fold one of those Mylar sheets back into the thing. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Hey, Scott.
I got your box of gear in my truck. Have not heard from you. Oh, I had to chastise Scott the other day when I saw his unboxing video about getting a folding stove.
Mm-hmm.
He forgot that I actually already bought him one. He said, I don't have one of these. Yes, you do. He just hadn't. He didn't realize I got it for him. He forgot all about it, that I actually talked to him about it. So, I don't know what the weather is up there in South Dakota. I'm sure that Jason would be interested to know.
Oh, I can tell you real quick here.
Warm.
Well, I'm sure he could tell you faster because he's actually there.
Clear. Clear and fair.
Now, Scott, improvised shelters, improvised cutting tools. I mean, I'm sure that Jason carries around a box knife because of his job. I don't know. Cliff, do you have any box knives that you carry or something like that? What would you carry as an
Well, I
improvised
got
cutting tool?
like 3 knives on me at all times.
What kind of knives do you carry on you?
Stupid keys, get out of the way.
I carry 4.
I have my Leatherman Free K2. I have
Right.
my, at this point, very illegal freaking stiletto, cold steel. You bet. Ugh. It's all dusty. You can't open it.
You mean switchblade?
No, it's not a switchblade. It's a folder, but it looks exactly like a switch.
It's not a switch, though.
But it's not a switch.
Okay, it's a folder.
I'm gonna have one in my wallet.
I've seen Sun ovens. I've never used one. That's 2 of your items. What is the third one?
It's in my wallet. I always have one of those little micro cards that always has a little knife on it.
Okay. Your friend is by my feet, by the way, Cliff.
Smack us! Smack us!
Yeah,
Attack us!
I forgot I have that in my wallet too. Those little folding knives. I've
Come on,
carried
Mac.
in there for years.
Mac.
You just got swelled through, but they're not tactical.
Come on. Mac. Come on.
Smack us! Smack us! Attack us! Or crack us! Smack us! Or whack us!
There he is.
Meow!
He heard you talking there, Cliff.
Meow!
I got to get back to work. Now, you knew about
Commercial.
this one. This is my suspension.
Commercial.
And it's gone.
That's a
What's
short
the-
commercial.
Yeah, no kidding.
Commercial? Okay.
That commercial had 3 speeds. Here, they're gone.
Really? Well, it's better than being annoying.
Jason said commercial, and then I repeated it, and then he said gone. So
Yep.
the commercial
No,
was
it
here,
just
there,
showed up and
gone.
then it went away. No, get down.
Well, that's the best kind, right?
Yeah, but you probably won't get paid for it.
Oh,
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Hi, Jeff.
Good to see you.
I got something called
Herpes.
Eve Online gaming
Space
thing.
herpes?
Never heard of it.
But space herpes?
No,
These herpes cling to your face.
that's from Ice Pirates,
Yes.
but that's a whole different thing. We're not getting into the movie thing. Now, like I said, I've got my box knife I carry. And the third and final, the fourth one I carry is actually one I'm not sure if a lot of people have seen yet. It's one I bought for myself just because I wanted it.
Hugo does not have tactical herpes.
And that's this one here. It's
I have
got
another one that's normally stays in my car, but
I got a medic
pulled
one.
it out.
Try for it. Attack Force Spring Assist.
I have this generic snap-on thing that I got from like a snap-on kit. It came with this one. It came with a little knife and little shitty snap-on folder.
But I like this one here because it does this, Cliff.
Yeah, mine doesn't. Mine is just a
But
flat grind with a
there's what it is.
full edge.
Cliff?
Tech Force.
But I like the fact that it's got the medic symbol on it. That's the only reason why I got it. And $5 I couldn't beat the price.
Ooh,
I
he's-
do not.
he's in
I
big
have a
hurry.
plan for our cats yet. I'm sure we will take something with our wagon if we needed to bug out without our vehicles, because we have 2 wagons and 2 cats.
Yeah,
And no,
unfortunately,
they cannot pull a wagon because they're too small.
nope, our little dog wouldn't make it.
Scooter.
Mm,
Bushcraft, clean and wrap your junk. Okay.
Coco wouldn't make the journey.
Ah,
Now, I have seen some of this Jeff's items. He sent me a picture on Instagram, I believe, about some of the gear he has. Now, I have been thinking about getting. I looked for a pop-up shelter, like like a 10x10 shelter or something like that. But
Hugo's talking about the big orange ball. Big orange ball, excuse me.
say what?
She said, Bob, big orange ball.
Yeah,
the sun.
the wrong kind of Bob. And Bob's your uncle. No, I'm gonna say a lot because I'm trying to think. Beach, the golf umbrellas, like you were discussing earlier, Jason.
Yeah.
If you have enough of them, you could provide a decent shelter with a little bit of modification.
Oh, yeah.
Have you not seen the umbrellas they sell at Home Depot and Lowe's?
They're golf
It's
umbrellas,
like a
basically.
4-foot wide umbrella.
That's
Yeah.
a golf umbrella.
Yep.
They're like $7-8, but you get like 3 of those, and yeah, you pretty much have a decent shelter.
No, what I was saying about with a little bit of modification was maybe with some duct tape or something to keep them together, where you don't have to keep on holding on to them,
Nope. You'll tear them apart if you use that.
or something. I said, but to the handles maybe.
But yeah, the umbrella I had when we were up there, that's my golf umbrella.
Now, I've heard of dogs who have their own dog packs there, Huga. We don't have dogs, so it's kind of hard to do
Be right
that. Mac is his own thing. I mean, he does like riding on my shoulder from time to time, but Ninja, not so much. And by the way, Mac weighs 13 pounds. He's heavy.
Fat cat. Macus
It's your
is the
fault.
fattest- Macus is the fattest attackus.
Yes, he is.
Fattest attackus.
I understand there, Huga.
Hey, quit shaving my cat.
Oh, Cliff.
I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
At least not within subtle visual range or.
In
Damn.
audible range, Jenny heard what you said. Hun, tell him what you.
Quit fat shaming my cat.
Terry cat's go on a diet.
Actually, Mac is heavier than Ninja, but Ninja looks fatter than him.
Damn, more fur.
Yeah,
She's got a lot of fur.
she's poofier.
Poofier. Yeah.
Got more poof.
She's got more floof. Okay.
Why did
That's pretty cool. You got a little dog cart.
I cannot read for the life of me. I read that on the YouTube side, and I thought it said that his German Shepherd has parachuting pull. I was like, what? Then I read it down here in the bottom, and then I was like, what? My brain is just not reading things.
Corsage? I didn't know corsages can hold things together, Cliff.
Cordage.
No, it says corsage.
He says corsage. I read that clear as day. But that's going to be a real hard thing to hold a tarp together with.
That's what I was thinking.
Unless your dog has a leather collar, permanent marker is never so permanent.
Actually, what you can do is if you can get some places that make the leather, not leather, the like dog
You can
tags, literal dog
Embroider it
tag.
on there.
You can put all your information, your dog's information, on a dog tag and attach it to their collar, and those things don't go bad, ever. Don't worry about those little cheap ones that look like dog bones or whatever. Get a military dog tag ones. They give a lot more precise information, and they're a lot sturdier.
I'm not gonna shave my I'm not gonna shave my dog's belly. Well, I don't even have a dog, but I'm not gonna shave the dog's belly to put permanent marker information on there.
It
Because
will,
in a situation, what person in their right mind is going to sit there and think, I got to shave the dog's belly in order to find out where this dog came from?
no one's even
It
going to
is
look there because
very weird.
I have
Personally,
seen people who do tattoo their dogs or somewhere, their pets or something. Don't ask me why you would do that,
animal
but
cruelty.
yeah.
Identification.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking dog tags, literally dog tags, would work better in any situation for both cats and dogs. So,
No, they do it to horses.
they do the inside the lips on inside the mouth of the horses.
They also do underneath the mane too.
I have not heard that one.
Yeah, they usually do a freeze dried, and it changes the pigment of the skin, so it looks like there's a tattoo on their hair.
Okay.
I learned that years and years ago. That was an old.
I forgot about the freeze drying marker things that they used to do that they did for cattle and livestock.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get something like this for Mac's collar.
It's less invasive than using the iron.
Though I'm not putting down Macus Attackus, Macracus there, Cliff.
Make it the Tekis or Crecus or Smeckus or Weckus.
That's too long. But carrying our pet supplies, and we'll do minimal. I'm sorry to say that cats are a little bit harder to care for than dogs are on a move, because cats are like to be stationary more often than not, especially house cats. Now, we don't talk about pets a lot on this channel because I guess we didn't really cover that topic. That's for another day. So, Tyvek, golf umbrellas. What's another good one?
Tarp.
Well, I've got a boat tarp that came with my truck. It's freaking huge. What do I do with it? I have no freaking clue. It's too heavy to carry. That's pretty cool, Huga. Not everybody has a cool pup like that.
He sings. God forbid he sings.
Now, here's the question. Does she have her own 9mm holster? Because I heard about somebody in California who got around the gun carry laws by having it attached to their dog.
Makes sense. That bypasses a lot of things because technically you're no longer carrying it, so you theoretically don't have to have a permit to carry. You don't even have to have a conceal and carry. If it's open on the dog, be like, the dog's carrying it, not me. How to get on the dog? I put it there. Well, didn't you have to carry it over to the dog? No.
Dog came to me.
I said, bring me the 9, and the dog went over there, picked it up, and I just clipped it to the pack.
But that, no, the thing is, I actually read somebody who in California who got around the gun laws with that because legally they're not doing anything illegal. The dog's carrying it.
Yeah.
And extra clips as well.
I wonder if Marshall does that.
I don't know.
Marshall's a dog, by the way.
Who's Marshall?
Marshall is CP's dog.
Who's CP?
Canadian Prepper.
Oh, well, that's right. I remember when he was a puppy. So it's been a
I
while.
remember when he got hit by a car and they had to take him to the hospital.
I missed that one. That's when last time I seen him was way when he was a puppy. So I haven't seen his channel in a long time.
Yeah, he's got Marshall, and then he had another one about 6 months later. What the hell was that dog's name?
Mags?
Don't even remember. Magazines.
No, I mean, what if he named the dog Mags?
That's funny.
I know clips or magazines are two different things.
They are.
But the thing is, you guys got the gist of what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a firearm guy. I am a bow guy. Do I have uh, magazines for my rifle? Yes, I do. I have multiple, but I don't. That's only for the 22.
I'm not a firearms guy either, but apparently I'm fireproof, so it did not light my arm on fire when I tried to blow myself up.
Apparently, Jenny is not fireproof.
Oh man, my stomach dried out.
She's not even fire resistant.
I would say I'm fire retarded, but more like retardant.
But see, I'm trying to think of something else that would, for dogs and cats and thing. I did see some. You ever seen those little demo tents you see at certain outdoor stores?
Oh god, yes. They actually, over the last like 10 years, they've actually started manufacturing personalized sized cat and dog tents.
Yeah. The thing is, people were buying those little demo tents for that purpose.
They weren't buying them; they were stealing them.
Yeah.
They were acquiring them.
Yes, because they're not attached to the shelf; they're just up there. And then they
Right.
started attaching them, so they started screwing them down to the shelf.
Right. But those weren't for pets of various kinds, except for birds. No birds. Unless someone has an owl or a hawk or something like that. That's a whole different ballgame. And I don't know falconry at all.
That would be the Beastmaster.
If I had a hawk, I would name him Mike.
Mike Hawk, really? That's cool.
Damn right.
Now, if you got a pair of them, male and female, you can name the female one Ruth.
Ruthcock?
No, that's his wife's name.
No, I would name her Hitch.
Really?
Yeah, Hitchcock. Yeah.
Hitchcock.
Yep.
Oh, no. What's that one movie with Bruce Willis? Hudson.
Oh yeah, that narrows it down to a lot.
No, Hudson Hawk. You haven't seen that
Like
movie?
to swing on a star.
That's the one.
Good movie.
Oh, I bet she could.
That one was just entertaining.
What, the Hudson Hawk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's an awesome movie. Let's see here. I lost track of what we were talking about. We got hawks and stuff. That's a whole lost me there.
We're talking about pets and survival and cover and carrying and bypassing gun laws with sticking a gun on your dog.
Or cat, if you can do it that way. Now, if you're carrying your cat and your cat's on your cat's carrying your firearm and your cat's on your shoulders, you get arrested for open carry.
If you put a machine gun on your cat, you know what you get?
Catigan?
Cat.
I got a chicken named Karen and one named Hold My Beer. That's funny, Hoga.
That's absolutely hysterical. I gotta right back. What's going on over here?
I think we're getting a little bit ridiculous here, Jason.
Yeah.
Now, alternative things for cutting tools. What would you use? Kitchen knives? X-Acto knives?
Obsidian.
Well, the thing is, I mean, in order to do obsidian without cutting yourself, you have to know what you're doing with obsidian. That's a little bit, specialized. That stuff is sharper than razor sharp. That's surgical sharp.
And so is shale, too.
Well, they do have shell here in Iowa, but not to that extent to be able to use it like that.
Yeah, you can just actually, flick it right off the rock.
Right.
It's still sharp.
I believe Nighthawk was Stallone, yes. Oh, speaking of which, you were mentioning a certain actor, Mark Singer.
Me?
He is doing a movie coming out this year with Chuck Norris.
Mm.
Something Recon thing. Don't ask me. Chuck Norris is in his 80s and he's kicking butt in a movie, so go figure. Cordage, improvised cordage, Jason.
Nature will provide.
Well, if you don't have trees, and depending if you're like in a desert type situation.
Oh, there's more in the desert than there is in the forest.
Death Valley Desert.
Yeah, probably.
What would you find in Death Valley?
Believe it or not, you can probably use some of the plants that have the long needles. You can actually use those for cordage.
What about the Great Salt Flats then?
No, you're just screwed. You're going to die.
I've seen people make knives out of the lids of cans for Scott. Improvised. They're not great cutting tools, but they do work.
You can do the same thing with agave. You can do the same thing with a lot of the long.
Guava. Isn't it guava?
No, yucca.
No. The guava leaves.
The guava is a fruit. You can do that same thing with palm fronds. Too.
No, not guava. It's
Palm fronds.
the stuff they make tequila out of.
Agave. Yes, I said agave.
Okay.
It's real hard to get it out.
That's what she said.
Better than trying to get it in.
If you got a problem, never mind.
Okay, improvised cutting tools, Cliff.
Can.
That was mentioned by Scott.
And glass.
Jason mentioned
Obsidian and shale.
obsidian, but that's finding it is the hard first thing you got to do, and second, be able to nap it without it shattering or cutting yourself to pieces. Because that stuff is really big and sharp.
Oh, agave and yucca. Yeah, pretty much. They're almost the same plant. Almost.
But they don't have either one of those here.
Look at them things everywhere, growing everywhere down here.
Well, yeah, but not.
Kind of, that's a southwest kind of plant.
Like
Well,
said,
I mean, improvised cordage, you could use.
palm fronds.
Well, besides naturalized material, obviously, I was going to say wire from a vehicle, electrical wire from
Doesn't
the
have
actual
very
telephone
tension
pole.
strength. You're not going to be carrying around a bunch of aluminum and copper. It's too heavy.
I said improvise. I didn't mean you wanted to take about 20,000 feet of it. I'm just saying just enough to get your stuff done that you need to take care of.
Man, I had 20,000 feet of copper. Shit, they'd be rich. Copper freaking expensive.
No, I have not. Never
smacked
smacked a bottle and jumped towards someone. Never done it. I don't know what that means, but I've never done it. Like Jenny has yarn, and I'm sure if you braid yarn just the right way, it'd be pretty strong. Like I said, I have the macrame cordage, which could be made into pretty much anything. You mentioned your masonry line, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you could probably use chalk line if necessary. And those kind of things are just not your standard cordage that someone would use. Ian actually found kite string.
Yeah. I'd use that personally for more snare type scenarios because it's got a fairly high tensile strength, but it's small enough to hide.
Yeah, he
You
just
could
got
also
this
use
simple.
it for fishing line if you had to, but
I think that's what he was planning on using it for. But the thing is, I mean, he got a roll of kite string. and that's pretty strong. It has to be fairly strong for holding kites from
Well, it's
being
made of
blown away.
cotton too, so
So was that
it's usually made of cotton or a nylon.
right? Yeah, I could see. It'd also be used for string silencers for bows.
Yeah.
The yarn, I mean. It has been and still is been used for that.
A lot of people use feathers.
I have some feathers. Actually, I got some feathers I want to send to Blake, but I haven't seen Blake yet.
Yeah, well, Scott, that's just me personally. I would use kite string for snares because, I mean, the amount of kite string you get, even on one of those little generic hand winders, you get like 100+ yards of string on that.
Well, Ian got the round roll version, sort of like a small version of this, but kite string.
Yeah.
It was just same line and same way, but it's a lot smaller version of it. It's still pretty strong. I mean, I couldn't pull it apart.
You're not going to. You cut your fingers before you actually break it.
Right. But that would be, I mean, improvised regular cordage for survival, that works. Now, I did add a paracord bracelet to Jenny's pack because it was a simple, orange paracord bracelet that I picked up.
Plastic bags, by the way.
And don't forget your dental floss.
Dental floss, I actually know where to get a ton of that. They actually have a big giant bowl of dental floss for sale by the little package for like 25 cents a package at work.
You also got meal tape, that
Tape I have. I showed you the Gorilla tape I have.
No, meal tape it's not tape. It's a flat band, like heavy duty tensile strength.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, you use it for pulling wire through conduit.
Okay. Now, what's the tensile strength of that?
Depends on what version you get.
Yeah,
I've heard there's.
You can get it in thousands of pounds.
Sorry about that, Jeff. I've got it balanced out for the commercials. I am like literally that close to getting my freaking next check, and I'm just like driving me nuts. I did add one thing to Jenny's thing. I've talked about this product before because Jenny, lost her lighter. Is this thing here? It's basically got the tinder inside, and it's got this kind of tinder that you need to break up and use. And
Let's see if that's been upgraded.
To answer your question, Jeff, we're just talking about improvised cordage.
Yeah. So other improvised cordage I could think of would be sutures.
Plastic bags.
Yep.
Plastic bottles, Cliff. You gave me a bottle.
If you happen to have a system that you can cut that out in the field, yes. If not, I mean, you can make one with a knife. I've never physically done it, but I know it's possible because I've seen people do it.
Cliff, you sent me one.
Yeah, cordage cutter. I have one. I just don't have it on me.
And you can make cordage out of.
They take up a lot of space.
Yeah, you gave me one to cut these things. But that's cordage there too, improvised.
Presuming you randomly find a bottle out in the woods.
You know how often you can find random bottles out in the woods nowadays?
It's the amount of random stuff you see in the woods. Like, people have run across cars like 40 miles into like the backwoods. You're like, how'd that even get up here? There's not even a road.
Yep. Dental floss we just mentioned, Jeff.
Yep.
And dental floss has really high tensile strength. Now, I don't know if you want to use it for like snares or anything like that because they usually become flavored, so it means they have a scent. So I don't know if anybody want to try something like that, or because I don't know much about dental floss.
Dental floss would probably be better recommended as a dry line, as a fly line because that stuff it floats on water.
Very, very well because it's waxed.
Yeah, that stuff floats on water, so you throw a dry fly on there, you chuck that out there about 5-6 feet, and I guarantee you the fish gonna get that sucker. Now, just do be aware that it is waxed line, so tying it is going to be a bit of a challenge.
Oh yeah. Now you would have to use a proper fisherman's knot, most likely.
Oh yeah.
Now, like I said, I do have this. You can make cordage out of this too.
Yeah, I would use the cinch knot for the dental floss.
Now you were mentioning the mule tape was basically like this stuff.
But you way
Similar, yeah. It's
I'm
kind of like
talking about in size and in shape, not
Yes.
necessarily material. But it's basically that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially a lanyard material, or like a ratchet strap.
Yeah, those I have. I have lots of straps, usually about 5 to 6 feet long. I always carry them with me. I've got one right here. Give me a second. This is the one I use for wrapping my sleeping pad with. These right here.
Yeah, basically nylon strap.
Yeah, these things are really strong.
Yeah, Hugo's talking about the retractable name tags that you clip on, and
Those actually, I would say those might work for like snares, maybe.
improvised fishing.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I would think yo-yo fishing rod would probably work. Reel would be better for something like that.
Yeah, it'd be good for catching like brook trout.
No, not just fish, Jason.
Yeah.
Using as a snare.
The springs. I don't think the spring is quite strong enough.
If it can pick up a large carp, it could pick up a in the proper
It's the
situation.
mechanism inside
small
the.
animal.
It's the mechanism inside the coil that will fail.
They're pretty strong.
I break them all the time.
Well, it depends on what I think
The
Ian's
yo-yo
got one
reel
somewhere.
itself is good for fishing, for passive fishing, but those retractable name tag things, I've seen people put them like they have them for their keys too. You just pull your keys out to it and just let them go, and they go back up. My dad had an old one made. It was a metal one
Yeah.
that had like an actual chain style inside of it.
Oh, the chain. Yeah.
Is that the one that had
That's the-
like it didn't retract until you pushed a button?
No, it was
seen
a
those
spring
too.
loaded one. It worked exactly the same way a tape measure does.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I also have the those little name tag things, but they're for carpenter's pencils.
Yeah.
You can pick those up at like a Hobby Lobby for like $3.
Don't they sell them at Lowe's? Lowe's. I know they sell them at Lowe's and Home
Yeah,
Depot.
but
for them
they're
stupid
more
pencils.
expensive. They're more expensive.
Yeah, but can you swap them out for something a little bit more appropriate for what you're using it for?
Oh yeah, you can once it's already got a swivel on there, just put a hook on the end of it.
Now, I would like to see somebody do that. I don't
And
think
you
I've ever
do,
heard anybody
and you
do
do
that.
simple little twig on there. And you can wrap it on the twig a certain way, so when it's pulled on there, it falls off, and then it retracts. Like I said, I would use that for like small, like panfish.
Well, like I said, I was thinking about it's for small game like rabbits, maybe squirrel, for the automatic fishing reel,
Squirrel, maybe. Rabbit, not necessarily.
possibly, but not necessarily true. But
You'd be stretching it on a rabbit. Biggest game you're probably going to catch on a yo-yo reel. I've seen people catch like 5-10 pound fish on there, but the way that thing is designed is the fish will swim and then it relaxes and then that thing reels it back in, then it swims, and it'll do that for hours and it just wears out the fish.
we probably would do the same thing with a rabbit.
Rabbits have a fight or flight mode, and you
Good night,
spook
Cecilia.
them and they usually flight.
Good night, Cecilia.
Night, Cecilia. Have a good one.
Glad
Yeah,
you could make
rabbit
it.
would
Thank you for
just
coming.
take off and probably either rip it off the tree or just break it entirely.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how it's secured to the tree, first and foremost. Second, it also depends on the knot used to create the slip knot or whatever it is that they use for the snare itself. Now, if you do use it in conjunction with a steel leader, possibly,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you get like a 12 or 14-inch cable leader and use that as an actual snare mechanism or the choker, yeah, you can probably catch them with that.
that's what I'm thinking, something like that, in conjunction. but it would at least hold it in place long enough for you to retrieve it down the line. But I'm not much on snares and stuff, so I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I mean, I've got books on it, but it doesn't mean I know anything about it.
I was somewhere a while back, and I don't know why, but they had a bag of like cable ties or something, not zip ties, but like cable leaders for something. I don't know. Wasn't it fishing store? I don't know where I was at, and I saw them. There was like a pack of 12 of them, and I was like, ooh, those would make good snares. And I don't know why I didn't pick them up. I just saw them, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I like left, and I don't remember where I saw them, what I was doing, or why I even saw them.
Now, if I was going for the fish, like Jason said, I would still use this.
Big old trot line.
That's what it's for.
I don't know why they call it trout line.
And just because I want to make, Jason?
Yeah.
Upside down, sorry.
Now it's upside down.
Like Wayne's World. Woo, woo, woo. But improvised containers would be basically like anything like pop bottles, water bottles, coffee thermoses. In this case, medical jugs, milk jugs.
I mean, right there, that's about almost a gallon of water right there.
That is a gallon container. And I have to drink that this Sunday. So,
Yeah, you're getting your poop chute checked out.
yes, I am on Monday.
Enjoy your nap.
His pipes will definitely be clean. And that, by the way, that is all you can drink that day. You cannot eat food, you cannot drink water.
Oh, no, I can. Clear liquids only after 12 noon on Saturday. Which I got clarified, coffee is allowed.
Yeah, they want to keep you hydrated as much as possible.
Yeah. I can have all clear liquids. I mean, clear soda, clear water, obviously, but I can have unpulped juices. Also, coffee. So I'm going to probably be drinking a lot of coffee.
Between that and the coffee, you're going to be sitting on the toilet a lot more than you think you are.
Oh, I've been doing that already because I've got... Oh, crap. I'm running late. I got to take 4 of these.
Do you have to call them in the morning?
I was supposed to take it at 8 o'clock.
That was almost an hour ago.
Last night, I took it exactly at 9, so I'm taking it a little earlier than I did last night. But I got those taken. It really does kick your butt.
Good night.
No pun intended.
What you just had or that white bottle?
This I don't take this until Sunday.
Because I know what that white bottle will do to you.
These, I got to take 4 times at 8 o'clock every day for 5 days. I started yesterday. And as of this morning, I was 295.4. By Sunday, I should be under 290.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be pooping out all your liquids.
Other things, too. But keeping yourself hydrated while you're getting back on topic, obviously. Only thing I didn't find anything is like how to purify water other than boiling while I was there. There was not a lot of filtration devices. I mean, even I looked for rid of water pitchers and things like that. They didn't have a lot of those or anything. So
most people usually don't. When they're done with those, they just chuck them.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the stuff there is not necessarily used, but
just buy on Amazon and sell them there.
It's like new old stock stuff, A lot of that kind of thing. I was hoping to find MREs. Did not find any of those. The rain really put a damper on a lot of things on Saturday. Sunday was better, but Saturday, the rain did. Everything didn't get going until about 8 or 9 o'clock, and they opened at 7.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori. And thank you for putting your name on the end of it, because some people keep on calling you Tina. He keeps on calling her Tina.
Yeah, that's because, that's the first thing I look at, and I'm not reading the whole thing.
I don't even see where you're getting Tina from. I see Tiny.
No,
I
you
saw
just
that too. I mean,
quick glance, and I don't have my glasses on.
Gotcha.
now filtration is harder to improvise, other than your basic sand, gravel, and charcoal. But not everybody's going to have access to all those all at the same time, especially when you're if you're on the go. And a bandana only does the first stage of just filtering out the big stuff.
It'll filter out most of the silt and sand. The only problem is afterwards you have the bacterial, which if you have a steel container or even a plastic bottle, you can boil water in a plastic bottle.
Right. I don't really need to do that, mainly because,
Not recommended due to all the plastics being released from the plastic, but
I got this.
Yeah, but in a pinch, I'd rather drink plastic. It doesn't even, at this point, Jason, we all have so much microplastics in us, it's not even,
oh, I know.
we're probably 3% plastic.
That means pretty soon we'll be able to stretch a long waist.
Maybe.
No.
I
Well,
can stretch my
spontaneous
arm up.
combust.
Molly might like that.
Now, this right here will help with most bottles. Doesn't matter if it's the metal bottle I got right here or my cup. This will allow you to hold pretty much anything above the thing in order you to use it for boiling. Now, I've seen people use the sticks with the string on there to do the same
Toggle.
thing, a toggle type situation. Those are okay, but you can't really control a toggle lifting up and down and stuff like that, because you still got to touch the bottle in order to pour it out.
The heck you do.
How do you drink out of it then?
Let it cool off.
Wait until it cools off and then you drink. You ain't drinking boiling hot water.
What if you make coffee?
Just dip a tea bag in there. You're all good.
What if you
Same
don't
way
have a tea
everybody
bag?
else does. You hold on to where the cord for the toggle and then use a stick and you lift and turn. I've
Okay.
seen so many bushcrafters do that. You can make yourself a pair of makeshift tongs and do it that way.
All right. Well, the one thing I liked about this one,
Chopsticks.
I should have got the stove to go with it, but I wasn't smart enough to think about that.
Now, why do they call them chopsticks when they can't chop?
Maybe that's how they were made. Hassan, chop.
Because probably that, but you can actually chop with the chopsticks. But the problem is with the way chopsticks, their version of considering what they consider chopping is not really chopping. It's more like breaking apart. So the whole hamburger steak thing that you always see in like, well, you guys probably don't even watch them, so I don't even, you might not even know what I'm talking about. Like if you watch any like Japanese movie, they like go to a restaurant and somebody order like a hamburger steak. That's basically a goddamn like a flat hamburger.
Yeah.
So it's essentially their version of like meatloaf, but they call it a steak for some reason. But
Well,
it's
this
basically
steak is the closest thing I
meatloaf.
could think of what you're talking about.
Steak tartare.
Tofu. There's Blake.
Oh.
Like,
Hey, Blake. Let's see, give me a second here. See if I left that item right there. Nope,
Well,
I can't figure
a
it
lot
out.
of the problem with that one is with getting water from a river is the fact that you have no idea what is upstream.
there might be a, what do you call it? A sewage
Yeah,
treatment plant.
A dead
Could
body.
Carcass in the water, could be a moose peeing upstream, who knows?
Sasquatch peeing upstream.
Could be a big old pile of bear scat right smack dab on the edge, leaching.
Or a
wherever
car that
they're
went
at.
into the water and there's leaking oil and fuel.
You'll see that.
That floats.
But still, it's still in the water.
I'm not drinking water out of a butt still.
Crap, what did I do with it?
Yeah, there's always shit upstream.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. Like, nowadays, we're more focused on what could potentially be upstream, trying to get water. Yet when we were all teenagers going camping out in the woods, the first thing we did was we ran over there because it was nice cold water, grabbed a scoop of that with our hands, and it was like it was the freaking blood of Christ.
Yeah, true.
And yet look where we're all at now. This is the
Yeah, we
reason
live.
why most of us never got that
It
thing.
made us tougher.
Yeah.
We're immune to a lot more things than this newer generation. And I still drink out of my hose.
Yep. I just wait for the water to flush through first.
Yeah, you don't drink the first 2 minutes because you got to wait for that hot water to get out of there.
Yep.
Because that first blast, you always forget. And you
It's
turn that
boiling
thing on, and you get that nasty, gross first mouthful of hot water, and you're like, no, bad hose.
Well, like I said, every time I use my hose, I let it spray over the grass for a
Okay.
couple minutes. All the air gets out of it. All the nice cool water is going through.
I want to send these to Blake.
Those are some interesting feathers.
They're feathers. There's 50 of them.
Oh, Blake, so do pine cones.
Pine
I'm not
cones
sure.
be rolling.
He mentioned he didn't have feathers for fletching. There's 50 of them in here.
Jeff, most of the water we drink out of our garden hose was probably not 24 hours ago. Somebody's turd water.
Yep.
What about people who, when I was a kid, standing under a drain spout of your house
Oh, yeah. You'd be covered
in the middle of the rain?
Done that a few times.
Me too. What are you looking for, love?
Problem is if you don't have either a ceramic tile roof or if you have the standard shingle
Asphalt.
style roof, that rain tends to pull them little pebbles off,
Oh, yeah.
and that stuff gets in your hair. And they scratch you. Then they get down your back. And you find sand, you find small bits of gravel in places you didn't think you had small bits of gravel.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Where you usually find ticks.
Well, the thing is, on our roofs when I was a kid and we were doing the spout thing, we had the regular tiled roof. Not ceramic tile, just the regular.
Yeah, the asphalt tile with the shingles.
Yeah, shingles.
Those things are not sanitary at all. Yet we didn't care.
Don't know, because you got to think of it this way, man. You got every bird flying over your house, and you have no idea how many bird droppings are sitting on your roof when it starts to rain. That's why you got to wait. If you got a heavy rainstorm, wait 30 minutes and then go under those.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we didn't do it right off the bat. This was during the middle of a big downpour.
Yeah, you wait a while until the water's washed everything off.
Because it's not just on your whatever's in your downspout from squirrels, from various birds, etc.
Scott, how you manage that? You be hanging out with Blake?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you can always let the pheasants pick them off. Unless
That's
they're in a
true.
no-no space, in which case you don't want anything with a sharp beak anywhere near that.
End up with a something fight.
Yeah. It hurts when I pee. Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Well, bleach will work for a while, but you don't want to do it on a continual basis because your system cannot handle bleach. Same thing with iodine. You can handle it to a certain point, but not forever.
Yeah, my comment there, Scott, on the you be hanging out with Blake is when we did our camping trip last year.
Oh yeah, the ticks loved Blake.
Blake found like 3 or 4 ticks on him one day, and then the next day he found like 3 or 4 more, and he got all the way to his house, and he was like, he found some more.
Guess how many I found on myself, Cliff?
On his raisins.
Same with me, 0. And I was walking through them bushes like crazy.
I was wearing shorts most of the time too.
Yeah, we also didn't walk back there where we did. I was surprised Ian didn't find any on him.
He
But then
didn't.
again, that kid was low key covered like I was.
But well, Ian made sure he was covered before he went there. He had a hat on. He had everything he needed to,
Yeah, I had everything I needed to. Plus, I had sprayed the heck out of my hat with bug spray.
Yeah, but bleach only goes so far. I mean, your system, an average person's system cannot handle bleach long term.
Yeah,
Well, he's using it in his rain barrels to keep the mosquitoes down.
yeah.
I mean, I could see where using to keep the algae blooms and stuff like that from happening.
After 3 days, the bleach is gone.
Now I've seen people use iodine the same way.
Iodine takes a long time to get out of the water.
Yeah, I found when I was a kid, I found a tick in my ear at school. I was just going like this, and it popped out a tick.
Oh, now we know why he's got the ringing in his ear.
No.
It didn't start as a ring. It started as a tick.
Tick, 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 ring. Okay.
I got bad dad jokes all day, folks.
And he's not even a dad. Go figure.
He learned from his dad.
Now, only thing I didn't like, improvised mess kits are pretty much simple. You can use like the metal dog bowls or something like that from Dollar Tree and things like that. There's a lot of like
the mosquito dunks. Higgy's asking about the little freaking basically cardboard donut you stick in the top of your water tank to keep the mosquitoes out. Yeah, those are the mosquito dunks.
Yeah. I've never heard of those.
That is actually the white ones that you see is actually going to be like a Vectorbac G, which is a bacterium that gets in the mosquitoes and just rips them apart.
What about the UV light stuff, guys?
It's good to sanitize water, but it ain't gonna kill mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Will it kill most of the bacteria though?
It'll kill most of the bacteria.
It's strong enough. It's got to be a strong UV light. Very strong. It has to be a certain spectrum of the UV light.
Yeah, you can definitely filter that water with the mosquito dunks in there, but I kind of would wait.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is was it the Altaset will also work too as well.
What
And
was that?
a brick of that will last you anywhere between 60 to 90 days. Altaset. Altaset.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, I used to treat for mosquitoes.
I mean, you can filter the water, and if you're really, really cautious about it, you can boil it. But I mean, if your water container is covered, you really don't have too much of a risk of getting a lot of mosquitoes in there.
No,
And
it's
they're
also-
usually going to be right at the top of the water anyway.
and the other things you got to worry about is like Giardia and stuff like that.
I don't think I'd have to worry about getting Giardia for my water barrels.
Oh yeah, once you got these squirts, you'll know you got it. The bacterium in there will tear you up too.
Yeah, well, that's what a cap full of bleach is good for.
Tastes like algae.
No, because like you said, a cap full of water and is usually good for about, I'd say up to about 35 gallons. 2 cups if you're, 2 capfuls if you're doing like a 55-gallon drum or whatnot. If you're doing 100-gallon, I'd put like a quarter cup in there just because you're going to sterilize, you might as well sterilize the heck out of it. Or I usually just get a good pour count on there and stop, and then I mix it.
The glug glug method.
The what?
The glug method. That's what
Yep.
we called it. Yep.
Or glug chug method. Yeah.
Yeah. How many glugs? Oh, 3.
3 glugs. 3 glugs is that's about, honestly, it's about 3 cups if you're doing 3 glugs.
Glug of what?
No,
When
that,
you grab your bottle of bleach and you just turn it sideways like this, and you hear
Like
that
what?
grunt, and it sucks the air back in, then you see that next batch of liquid come out. That's called the glug method.
I've never heard of that one.
oh yeah. Well, that was one of our sayings for.
I thought it was like so many drops per gallon.
I mean,
bleach.
usually a capful for most of it, but I mean, if you really want to keep that sterilized, you could do a couple of glugs, and you ain't nothing going to touch that water for about 2 weeks.
Including people.
You also don't want to water your plants with it either.
Nope. Kill all your mycelium in the ground.
It'll destroy everything in the soil.
Yeah, for years when I worked for the city, they couldn't figure out why they couldn't get the grass to grow in front of the bathrooms. That's
Gee, I wonder why.
They were squeegeeing all the stuff that was on the floor out the door and out into the grass. And then I come along and I'm going, do you know how to fix this? It says, yeah. Whenever the custodians are in there cleaning up the bathrooms, don't have them dump their stuff out in front of the grass. Why not? Because all the stuff is
I'll be right back. I gotta go catch Jenny in.
Okay.
They couldn't figure it out for years. And I come along, here's this, young person telling them, hey, this is the problem.
Yeah, bleach destroys a lot of things. It
then
sterilizes your soil.
This is how much my boss really did not like me. I would give him a prognosis for what was going on, and then he would hire out a professional to come in for thousands of dollars. He goes, yeah, these young people don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, some of us do know.
Well, yeah, Hydro Blue's a rather expensive water filter.
Yeah, and you also just put in their blue dye as well. Now keep out a lot of the algae and everything else for other organisms to live on.
Red dye number 40.
No, blue dye. That's what we used to do in the ponds and the golf courses. We throw a packet of blue dye out there, make the water nice, pretty blue, and the algae can't photosynthesize.
That's why most people don't store water in either clear or white totes, because
Algae
you can get those big old 500-gallon white IBC totes from like most industrial places, or you can just buy
they'll
them
algae
online.
over in a week.
You do not put those in water. You do not use them as water containers unless you paint them, because if you use them as white containers and fill them with water, like within a week you'll start seeing algae just grow inside of them. And it's impossible to get them clean unless you've got like a big opening on top that you cut in and put a valve on and blah blah blah.
No, I just use Nutrasol.
Cup of bleach in that'll pretty much solve all that problem.
No, I couldn't use bleach. In my tank on the truck, I couldn't use bleach. I'd use either Dawn soap or Nutrasol, and just run the pump for about an hour. Drain it, then flush it all out. Then clean the filter.
Okay, Jenny's all tucked. Now, the flea market I went to over the weekend, Cliff, I never got through all of it. I know I couldn't walk very far. I took 2 days. I still didn't get through all of it. There's places I skipped because I couldn't get through all of it. Now, finding what you're looking for exactly is hard when you really don't know where to look.
That's why it's called a scavenger hunt.
It pretty much was. And also, being able to bargain made a big difference because, someone wanted, if you wanted to just, try to get the prices down, Ian was really freaking good at that, apparently. Better than me. Now, I did see a lot of salt lamps at the flea market. Not just salt lamps, but the salt block stuff, too, for salt lamps.
Yeah, the problem is you'd be ingesting a lot of sodium.
Well, I don't do that generally, but if you needed salt for anything, that's an option. You just have to grind it down somehow.
Snapping turtles aren't fun when you're playing in a creek.
Especially when you're holding your
Are you talking about my dingling all over again?
Yep.
Snapping turtle gets a hold of it. It ain't yours anymore.
Oh, no. And you're singing soprano for life.
Yeah, you're changing the lyrics to there went my dingling.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's getting closer.
Oh, by the way, I tried to do a picture search for this. The only thing that came up was the Junior Camper Canteen. And I have no idea what that year that one came out.
I mean, that's a plastic canteen, is it not?
Give me a second. No, this one's metal.
Interesting. Yeah, they have jack squat on that.
Try putting Canadian in front of it.
I'm gonna try to look under Summerlee Producer Limited. That's the people who made it.
Yeah, even putting the word Canadian in there got me a whole extra, 2 images.
Mm.
Yeah, only thing I kept on finding is the old school official camping mess kit. This might even be the precursor to that. Because I can't find anyone about Mr. Camper. I've never heard of a Mr. Camper until today, so.
It's probably some random hippie thing, too. No one.
I don't know.
All right, take care, Scott. Have a good one.
Yeah, good
You're
night,
well,
Scott.
Scott. But the Junior Camper one is an actual canteen, as you can see. And this one is a basic mess kit.
I used to have one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, I did too. This one's made in Taiwan. And it's got, the plate, obviously. The pot. The pan. Pot with lid, obviously. And then the freaking plastic cup. This one here is dented a bit.
Yeah, that means it's cooked.
And you get does got a little bit of a reflection. You can see the light reflecting up from the light above me onto my hand. So, hey, there's an extra use for it.
Yeah, I never was fond of those because they're cool and cheap, but the problem is that handle is so flimsy. You can't put more than, like, say, a can of beans in there.
Or
Because anything too heavy, and that sucker, you probably pulling it off the fire, and it's just going to bend.
no, the part that I would worry about is that it got freaking hot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter how tight you tighten this thing. Like you said, you can only hold so much weight, obviously. That's me pushing down on it. But you couldn't hold much in it in the first place. An egg, maybe two, if you're lucky. Bacon, no freaking clue about bacon. I wouldn't put much else in there. The pot itself, not even a liter.
Probably half a liter.
And the plate, it doesn't even have anything to hold on to the plate to where you can like use it as a additional pan or whatever. This actually holds more than the pot does. But like I said, I did the picture search, and the only closest thing I came up with was the canteen called Junior Camper. So this one here is probably so vintage that everybody else forgot about it. Type situation.
Or they just didn't make a lot of it because it was like a limited time run thing.
I don't know. It's Canadian. What do you expect? Sorry, CR. But I paid $5 for it. It'll work for Jenny. I mean, I've got my kit, my MSR kit, and Ian's got an MSR kit. And MSRs are really good. Not as good as some of the others, but
Colan says, CR says it's not even on the web.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, I looked for it too. It says vintage official camper canteen, but that's like all eBay stuff.
Right, but I have not seen.
These are all plastic.
Yeah, this one here is not plastic. This one is aluminum, made in Taiwan.
Yeah, it's Taiwanese.
It just says Taiwan here. I mean, the bag itself is in really good condition, surprisingly enough. I mean, it's got a little dust in it, but it's not rotted or anything. And even though it says $10, I got it for $5.
Hold on.
Yeah, I am just not finding anything.
Yeah, this is the only thing I came close to it. It's because it's the same design and everything, same Summerlee Products Limited, same Toronto, Canada, not the same product because it's a canteen, obviously, over a mess kit.
Yeah, I found similar Boy Scouts of America ones. Vintage official Boy Scouts of America canteen. It says official trail canteen. I'm finding those ones about the same thing. But nothing.
Yeah, the only thing that's come close to it, even looks like that, is called it the official camping mess kit or the official trail mess kit.
Yeah, I got the trail canteen here for $22. And then they have the vintage Boy Scouts of America canteen mess kit cook camping for $30.
Right. Yeah, but Mr. Camper, I cannot find it anywhere. Someone probably just found it in somebody's storage locker and that kind of thing.
Possible.
Now, I could have went the same route as Ian, and because the same place where he got his canteen and mess kit, I could have bought the exact same one setup as him for the same price, but I didn't want to copy him because he's already done it. Was that wrong, or is that just me, that would have been too easy?
Copycat?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he found the deal. It's his deal. I mean, just because there's another one there doesn't mean I have to use it. But I did find something way cooler with the Mr. Caber thing. But I've never heard of that one until, then.
All right, CR.
Okay. Usually he's out by 9, so that's saying something. Unless he's up on a panel, then he's here longer.
Yeah.
But at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to be done in about 9 more minutes because I'm tired.
Okay. So you're not going to go to the left of the hour?
I can't go to the left of the hour, no.
Okay.
But as improvised gear, I think we had a lot of fun doing what we did and finding what we could find. Backpacks, everybody can find regular backpacks. Most places, they had a really nice, beautiful, large Alice Packing frame for $75. Well, that would have held a lot of gear. That's still, out of $100 challenge, that's a lot of gear you would not be able to have.
Yeah, it'll hold a lot of gear, but you ain't going to have a lot of gear to put in it.
Right. Of the money I spent during the challenge, the most expensive thing I bought was the pack.
Not yet.
This was $17. That was the most expensive thing I spent. Rest of it was like $5, under $10 each. And I didn't get as much as that Dan did or Ian did. And Ian was just basically going nuts buying stuff left and right. But he would just ask for stuff and he'd get the great deals.
Well, it's easy to get great deals when you walk around with a machete.
No, I made him take the machete to the truck. I just said, when I saw him walking down the lane with the machete in his hand, I told him, you look too much like a serial killer. He's got to go put it in the truck.
Was he wearing his camouflage gear too?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I would have made him put it in the truck too.
Federales?
He does have a new. He did buy some new camouflage pants while he was there. So he bought himself some more gear. But so that was a C. Technically, he bought clothing. But cover. He actually got the tarp for cover.
Well, we bought new pants. That's technically cover.
That's under C for clothing.
It's under C for cover because it's covering things you don't want people to see.
True. I thought I had found a vinyl tablecloth, which would have been amazing to find because it would have worked as a cover too. But I ended up finding something completely different, and I ended up having to toss it.
I would have kept the tablecloth as a backup.
No. I thought it was a tablecloth. It wasn't. It turned out to be one of those inflatable pool rafts that was plaid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, at least you would have had something to sleep on.
Insulation to sleep on?
I don't know if it was inflatable or not. It was in the trash.
No.
Oh.
But it looked like one of those vinyl covered
Pool floaties?
It was that's what it was, but it looked like a tablecloth. The same kind of plaid that you see on those tablecloths. It wasn't until later that I found out that it wasn't. But I found a lot of fishing poles in the trash and things like that. They were shattered. People just tossed tons of stuff in the trash.
Oh, so they go there, they pay for their spot, and they just throw away all the trash.
Well, the thing is, if they're packing up for the day and they just don't really want to feel like packing it, they just put it in the trash and put it by the trash can. So, yeah. I actually got Jenny a candle. I couldn't find a candling device, so I found a candle.
Covers it, technically.
It literally covered it. But I haven't gotten her a proper flashlight yet. Jenny already has knife, fork, and spoon, so she didn't want any of that. She's got one of those little camp knives that fold out the knives and fork and.
Oh, not the ones you clip together?
Yeah, she's got one in her purse. She actually uses it, so that's cool.
She's got the. I know exactly what does it have red plastic covering handles?
I can't remember.
Because I know they made multiple versions of those where, I mean, one of them, it literally like the old school aluminum style that had the knife, had the little tabs on it, and you could hook the fork and the spoon to it.
Yeah.
Lock them in. Those are the old boys, like the old aluminum ones.
Yeah.
You usually pick those up for like $2 or $3.
Yes,
And then they made
at Walmart.
the Swiss Army style folder ones, which they popped out and locked, and they had that same locking mechanism. You'd lock them together, and they had folded together like this.
Right. She's got something similar to that.
Yeah,
You
like
just got an ad.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like mine. Mine is, I got the old school military ones, the knife, fork, and spoon. I'm really happy with those, so I stick with those.
I think I have mine. I think I moved it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
you
one
still-
up there.
you can pick those up at Walmart.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, Walmart. Dude, honestly, Walmart.
Mine is the vintage.
When it
cutlery
comes
set.
to their camping silverware, they've got a decent set for like $3 or $4.
Yeah,
It only comes in gray or blue.
Right.
I think Jason knows which. It usually comes with like a little plastic carabiner, and then you get like a. I mean, it's a fairly long
I'm
knife.
talking
It's
about the ones
got
you-
some edge to it.
I'm talking about the ones you put together and you slide and they lock into place. The
Oh
silver
yeah,
ones, those are like what, $1.50?
I got this set. This little weird aluminum. I mean, I don't know. Actually, is it aluminum? I think this is actually steel. Oh, yep, that's steel-ish. I mean, that's attached to my flashlight magnet.
Oh, there's carbon in there.
Yeah, but they're dual bottle openers, as you can see. I use my forehead. There we go. They've got 3 hex wrench sizes, which is weird that they don't have them in different increments. They're the same for both sides,
Yeah.
which is really strange. But, I mean, the fork aspect on here is absolutely appalling. This is like,
Yeah, you can
why
see
even bother?
Right.
Like, it literally just like 3 sad little slots. I could have made that a little bigger. Spoon's like about as shallow as a freaking baby pool.
Right.
No length to it at all. Like, there is no length to these. So, I mean, unless you're eating it like a can of soup or out of a plate, nothing. This thing right here is what will get you.
Yeah.
Right.
That sucker has steak knife serrations. And it is nasty.
Now, this
Jeff
is
uses the one that I put in the back for him. Oh yeah, I got you the long silverware set though, didn't I? The dual set that came with the like spork and the spoon. Which spoon fork? Can you remember which one it was?
That
Yeah, I
aluminum-
think it was that aluminum set that I got him.
And you kept the titanium one.
Oh, I had another one. That's right. It was the titanium set that I got off of Olight's sister site, which they shut down, which really sucks. Because I was looking forward to getting some more camping gear from them when they went on another sale. I was going to get some more stuff, but the site went under. As of, what was it, March? They closed it back in March.
Bummer.
Well, I was a little disappointed.
No, the knife that Jenny has right here, she's got one from an insurance company, State Compensation Insurance Fund. It's a little Swiss Army style, but it's got most of the stuff she needs in it. But it's not. She's got another one. I think she has it at work. It's her
Oh,
knife.
Jeff, I must have gotten you the
That's thunder.
the Walmart special. I think is it gray or blue? If it's gray or blue, I'm pretty sure it was almost or black. I think it was only 3 colors. Then that was the Walmart special one.
The Ozark Trail.
No, Ozark Trail actually has a metal version that's not too bad.
That's the one we were talking about earlier. You pick it for like
Yeah,
$1,
that's the Walmart
$1.50.
special.
This is the one I got, the U.S. military version.
Man, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Those are decent.
But these things are solid. I would use that as a spear if I needed to.
Yeah. That's a decent fork too.
Yep. And a real decent spoon too.
Yeah, that's got a scoop to it. Jeez. Dig a cat hole if you had to with that thing.
Ian's got this exact same set he's got attached to his backpack. I bought him one, and yeah, those things are pretty much bomb-proof. That thing is older than I am, and it'll still work. But I hate to say this, it is after 9:30, and I really need to get some sleep.
All righty, well, good night.
Thank you guys all for coming. I really appreciate it. I love the ideas. I'm going to have to try to figure out the Tyvek shelter deal idea. That's a good idea. If I can find a decent pattern I could use, maybe. I'll have to wait and see on that. Take care, CR.
All right,
No,
good night,
Ozark,
everybody.
I try to avoid the Ozark Trail stuff. They do have a lot of...
silverware stuff, the utensils and all that are actually fairly decent. Just don't get the tents.
Well, that's what I ended up getting. That's the only thing that we can find.
Ian did get something really cool from Dan. He got the butane stove, the canister stoves. He doesn't use the canister stove before, so you have to wait to see how he handles that power coming out of that thing. But that's down the road and not today, because he's not going to be with me this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's the set that I got you.
The Sea to Summit.
The Sea to Summit one. I think it was.
Those are the titanium ones, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Now, I can see the usefulness of being longer, but they're not, to me, they're not as sturdy.
No, I think they're aluminum.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's aircraft aluminum.
No, it's not that. It's just that I just don't like eating with aluminum.
Well,
They're bad enough with the mess kits that
Maybe I did get him the titanium one. I either got him the titanium one or the aluminum one.
Plastic type, you said.
Then okay, that one was that must have been that set then. Okay.
The only person who uses chopsticks regularly that I know is Cliff.
Actually, I can use them. Practice eating popcorn.
No, but Cliff uses them regularly.
Yeah.
Especially on here.
Yeah. Huga, pop some popcorn and use your chopsticks. You'll learn how to use them real quick.
I cannot have popcorn, folks. I cannot have corn. I cannot have any raw vegetables. I am restricted from any and all of that stuff. So, on you guys who can eat that stuff right now. I'm restricted until after Monday.
You ever eaten V8?
Nope.
Technically, it's raw vegetables.
No. Raw, uncooked vegetables.
You can't just sit there and just munch on onion?
Nope.
I got used to doing that at work.
Only thing I could have right now, solid-wise, is cooked vegetables. They must be cooked. And bananas.
Okay, yeah. Baby food.
Pretty much. And I could have liquid-wise, any clear liquids from noon on. So I'm hoping, I was allowed coffee, so I'm really happy about that. So I'll be drinking coffee for the next 2 days after that. Because it's the only thing I'll be able to afford to do. But on that note, it is now time for me to get out of here. So be well, folks. I love you all. Thank you all for coming. And I'm out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Slap a red.
In the face.